Miss Transforce 96 here with another video review. This time we have the Marvel Legends first wave of 2015, with the Build-A-Figure being the All-Father. In this case, I did choose to build Odin, although you could build King Thor with switching out a couple parts and buying a couple of different figures. So yeah, so here's Odin, of course. So now, I'm not going to be reviewing the All-Father or the King Thor figure. I do have the arms for that guy, but I do not have the head. Unfortunately, I was never able to find Captain Marvel. I'm still looking for her. Hopefully I'll find her, but she's not one that I'm like dying for either, so I'm not, desperately hunting her down. But if I do happen to stumble across her, I will definitely pick her up. Other than that, though, I did get the entire wave, and I did get Sentry and Machine Man, so I do have the arms for the King Thor. But in my opinion, Odin was the obvious choice of Build-A-Figure. The King Thor is character I don't think many people know. He looks like Odin with the eye patch on the other side, basically. So everybody knows Odin. Nobody has a Marvel Legends Odin, so this is definitely the one to build, in my opinion. So yeah. So overall, here's the figure. As you can see, it does look quite nice. I do like it. Going over the paint first, quite good. He's got, just the standard skin tone color. There isn't like shading or anything in it, unfortunately, but it is just a rather nice color. Now the metal in his armor on his shoulders and chest and everything, that's quite nice. That's I would kind of say like a shiny gray almost with a little bit of silverish, and then they have black and marks washed throughout it to give it that worn, realistic feeling and look, which I think is cool. The color of his staff as well as his helmet is, I guess, supposed to be like a gold or copper. Unfortunately, it looks like a really dull gold to me, or a very dark yellow, something of that effect, and I would much prefer them to be the color of his little buckles here, because first of all, then they'd match the buckles, which is kind of nice, and second of all, these are nice metallic gold pieces. I think his helmet totally should have been that. If not his helmet, definitely the scepter here, or his what do you call that? But his staff definitely should have been that gold. I think that would have looked a lot better. The brown is quite nice. No detailing as far as paint wise in it. Really, it's just a flat brown. He does have very dark blue for his thighs there, which does look quite nice, but it's always quite hidden for the most part. And then the armor on the legs and feet hold that same nice color that is on his chest. And then he's got a very dark blue cape, which is quite cool. None of his parts were reused from what I can see, other than his cape. His cape is directly reused from somebody in this wave, which is Thor. So let me show you. Alright, as you can see, the same exact cape, one's red, one's blue. This might be the exact same cape that comes with the King Thor, though, because his cape, is the same as them, but his is also red, so it's probably just the exact same as the Thor one. So, unfortunately, they do have the same cape. Now, looking at it from the front, it's not that obvious, though. For some reason, maybe it's just mine, but Thor's got more of a swoosh on this side than Odin. Odin's does move out on this side, but it's not as in your face as this one is. That might just be mine, just might be the way that my capes are sculpted, but they are identical capes, that being said. Overall, and the cape is removable very easily. It's just you got a little peg here and a little peg there. What's nice is it's not the type of cape that falls out, and that's just because the peg hole is quite low. Like, you'd think that just to have it comfortably, that just when his buckles hit his shoulders, that's when it would peg in, but you actually have to pull it down, and then you'll reach the little peg there. It's hard doing this with the camera in front of me. Oh man, I can't see. Here we go. There we go. Just like that. So it does stay on quite sturdy. It's easy to take off, but that being said, it doesn't fall off when you don't want it to, which is nice. His articulation, pretty decent. He's got a ball-jointed head. Really can't look down because of the beard and just because of his large chin there. It hinders him, of course. But he can look up a smidge, and he can look side to side, of course. He's got ball-hinged shoulders. The cape doesn't really hinder it too much, but the armor pads sometimes get hit and blocked by the cape. So that can be a little bit of annoyance, and can be a little frustrating. Now these are just pegged on with a peg on either side of the shoulder there, so they're very easy to remove if you want to remove them for some poses. That's what I did. I removed him when I posed him a lot, and then when I just wanted him standing on my shelf, I put those back on. He's got a ball jointed torso, which really goes back quite far, but it's a little unnecessary because he has a cape. Would have liked it to move down more, but not too bad. Swivel at the torso as well, and then he does have a bicep swivel, hinge, swivel, elbows. The hinge doesn't move very much at all. Like, this is completely fully extended and just looks goofy, and then this is as much as it hinges. Wish that it would have hinged up a lot more, considering he does have this big staff. It would have made holding it and putting him in poses a lot easier and better. Then he has swivel hinge wrists, ball jointed ball hinge thighs with thigh swivel, double hinge knees, and hinge pivoting ankles, which work quite well. So overall, he's got the good articulation. Because of some of his aspects, like his little, I don't know what you'd call this, almost like skirt thing going on there. It does block his legs a bit. That being said, though, you can just kind of forcibly put them out, and for poses and stuff, that works. And because it's somewhat of a soft plastic, it's not gonna rip, or it's not gonna damage it really at all. So I wouldn't have a problem doing that. So you can find ways to manipulate some of the pieces of his clothing and whatnot to get him in poses that you want to, that would usually hinder him. There we go. And like I said, the cape doesn't really fall off, but because I'm trying to show you things and kind of forcing them around here, that's why it kind of fell off there. Overall, looking quite good though. Now, in my opinion, he's got almost like a little cartoonish type of look, and I think that's just due to the somewhat lack of shading in this figure. The armor, like I said, has very good shading and whatnot, looks great. But then the skin tone is just just the one skin tone. It has no shading or whatnot, which isn't a big deal to me. But the beard is white, and it looks like they might have tried to wash a little bit of darkness into it, but they didn't do it well or enough, in my opinion. So it gives it more of a just complete white type of look, as well as the helmet doesn't have any shading or whatnot, and so those little aspects just make him look almost like a cartoonish type of figure rather than a comic book one. So that's just a little bit annoying. I mean, he'll still fit in with your comic book figures, no problem, but just when I look at him, he's got a little bit of an out-of-place look, and I believe that it is the cartoonish type of look, but just something feels just a tad bit off with him. That being said, he is still a very nice-looking figure, though, I have to say. Little size comparison here. Let's put him with another figure in this wave. Of course, Thor. And then Loki. Get the family there. I think that these look really nice together and are very cool. I'm probably going to be displaying them like this together on my shelf because they just look really nice. And this Loki is kind of an odd Loki, but I feel like his look fits in with this Odin and Thor, so I do like that a lot. And then just to give you a size comparison to a regular figure, and not them because they're a little bigger than your average one. Here's just a skinny regular figure, so he's obviously not bulky at all. He's not super tall, but that being said, he's not super short or anything like that. So as you can see, he's quite a bit bigger than this guy. When you compare him to the others, which are not Build-A-Figures, he's just about the same size. I mean, here's Thor, who came in this wave, and he's the same size as Thor. Thor comes with the big hammer and sword, and comes with the same cape, while Odin comes with the staff. So he is basically the size of another figure in this wave, a big other figure in this wave, that being said, though. I feel like I keep saying that being said. Sorry if I'm saying that too much. So, in my opinion, I think that this Odin Build-A-Figure is quite nice. As a Build-A-Figure, I think that I would have preferred him as just a regular figure in the wave. If he was a regular figure in this wave, he'd be really great, and I'd be saying to go get him. He'll probably be very popular and everything. But for a Build-A-Figure, I don't think that he is Build-A-Figure material for the most part. Now, I do know that obviously, since the return of Marvel Legends with the first Build-A-Figure of Terrarax, they slowly beginning smaller and smaller, and now they're on the rise, getting bigger and bigger. So that's why this guy isn't huge. The next one's going to be bigger, which is Thanos. I have him coming very soon. And then the one after that is the Hulkbuster. Then we have Ultron and Rhino. So they're slowly getting bigger and bigger, which is quite nice. I do like that. Overall, a good Build-A-Figure. Nothing great, nothing amazing. The character is quite nice though, and If you're a fan of Odin or just Build-A-Figures in general, this is a good one to get, not a great one though. Definitely miles above the, the little guys, the mini Build-A-Figures of Hitmonkey, Puck, and Rocket Raccoon, but when you compare him to some of the other characters, or some of the other figures, he is a bit lackluster. So overall, really do like this Odin for the most part. A couple complaints and a little bit of a animosity towards him being a Build-A-Figure, but other than that, he is quite nice, and I do like the fact that they gave you an option to build him or to build King Thor, so yeah. And before I go, just want to say the sword that Thor comes with, he holds it quite well, and it does look quite good with him, so if you want to change up his accessories a bit, that sword will work quite well with Odin, so yeah. There you go, that's my video review of the Build-A-Figure for the first wave of 2015 of Marvel Legends, that being Odin. Thanks so much for watching.